Check, check. Let's do this. Well, hey, good morning. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast morning show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30+ year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today for March 17th, 2025, we'll talk about what I played this past weekend since it's a Monday. Latest gaming news, stuff like that. You heard the check. Yeah, I now have it where it's like in the starting soon. That's where sometimes I do the coming live soon. Blue game. I don't know. I like doing that stuff. It's kind of fun. But yeah. So for today, well, I had a weekend of games, and this morning, I actually took work off. This was planned just because it's spring break, and is it St. Patrick's Day too? Okay, well that worked out. Yeah, because it's spring break for the kids, and so I decided to take Monday and Friday off. And I guess because I had the day off and the kids didn't have to wake up, I did stay in bed a little longer. So I actually didn't go through all the news I would normally do. A little bit of stuff here and there. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I didn't do my normal walk, although I have this thing called a rebounder. So it's like a little trampoline. And I've been a lot of research, a lot of studies. I'm seeing that people, people that are older and in great shape tend to use a rebounder daily in the morning. Yeah, it's just 5 minutes jumping on a trampoline. It sounds silly, but you're getting that oxygen going out through your blood. You're getting every muscle moving in your body, and it really starts the day off. So that's not gaming, but it helps with the gaming habit because you need options to be physical. All right, let's jump into what I've been playing. Let's jump into that. So Game Boy Advance. I was listening to a podcast last night, and they were just talking about, was it Minish Cap? Yeah, I think it was Minish Cap. And they were saying how it's like top 3 Zeldas. They said it's like one of the best ones that no one really considers when they talk about best Zeldas. And I'm like, really? And I remember playing a little bit of it, but there was a thing where when those Zelda DS games came out, I was like, well, those aren't the types of Zelda games I want to play. It's very odd. I played a ton of DS, but for some reason, Advance, I'm sorry. A ton of Advance, but for some reason, and I know what it was. Because right before the Advance came out, they had and actually it's in this top image thing here, the Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. I remember I was playing that when they first came out, and they really didn't do it for me. I might need to go back, but anyway. So then when the advanced ones came out again, I was like, these aren't really doing it for me. But it could have been that time, and I've talked about this before, where right when getting out of high school, and then you had the 3D consoles come out. While I was still a retro gamer, there were still more things I was leaning into that were more modern at that time. So it's fun going back and playing these games. But what I was really playing, and too bad it doesn't actually signify that specifically here, right? It just says I played the Game Boy Advance on the Nintendo Switch Online. It's a game called, I don't know, because it's in Japanese. Let me just type in some words. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Oh, it's using my Chat GPT. Yeah, okay, it was this. So there's a Game Boy Advance game, but it's like the Japanese version, so maybe... Yeah, the games are exclusive to Japan, but the 5th one on DS, I guess, was the first one in the US. So that's what it is. It's this Starfy game. There's 3 of them on Game Boy Advance. I guess they were only in Japan. It's not bad to play. In fact, it's very competent puzzle platforming. Very competent and good-looking puzzle platforming. But it's one of those things where how often can you go back to an old game and be like, okay, this is maybe too simple? And that was the case with Starfy when I was playing it last night. And I don't know if that's a thing that will happen. That you want to play a game, but it's like too easy. too simple, even though you get it and maybe appreciate it. And then maybe if it is that, maybe you turn it into something else. Maybe make that your podcast game or something. Like for instance, that would be a good, and I guess with the Switch, so that makes sense. That would be a good mobile game because you don't really have to think too much. You can do some quick puzzling. Anyway, throwing it out there. Okay, this next game I want to talk about. This was Jamkel X. Oh, speedrunning. Yeah, that's exactly what this exactly. Autonomous. Good call on that. Anyway, this was something Jamkel X told me about. And as soon as I saw the graphics, I was like, yeah, this is great. And actually, in fact, as soon as I started playing it, I was like, yeah, this is great. And that's Yohane, the Parhelion, Blaze in the Deep Blue. What a name. But also what a game. So this game does something that I feel like creates a new genre. And it's kind of something that I want to see if. So basically, I don't know how long this game is. But in 33 minutes, I felt like I'd done a lot. In 33 minutes, I've been in 3 different worlds and defeated maybe 2 bosses or 3. I know 2. The graphics are great. It's exactly the type of graphics I like, where it's pixel art, but it's not like super modern pixel art, but it's not like older. It's like a mix where they know where some of the limitations still have to be made as part of the design. I might jump into that a little bit here shortly to show you guys. And then some more It Takes Two with the wife. And again, like, there's a couple things going on with this game. It's like the Dark Souls for relationships. No, I'm joking. My wife and I have a good time. But and yes, she's not as good at games, especially 3D games. So she has a lot of hard times. But I've realized what helps is as someone that is the complete opposite. I play a bunch of games. I know how to do these things. The whole time, I'm just completely like positive, like, oh no, that's okay. Yeah, we'll get that again later. Because I think it's so easy, especially when you're playing with other people, get in a place where you're like, no, don't do that. Or, you're supposed to be doing this. Nah. But I was like, you know what? This is something that I try to do in real life too when I work with people or even kids or just anyone when things happen. I remember a couple years ago, an accidental fender bender, no damage. Me and this person, we were in the same parking lot and we both backed up. And it was very interesting because I know I had my rear camera. I don't know if they did, but it was where we were behind each other, but at different angles. And then as we were turning, we were almost like in each other's blind spots until both of our rear ends hit. The lady was freaking out and mad. And I remember going, oh, hey, are you okay? Oh, if you're okay, I am so sorry what happened, but hey, look, luckily there's nothing here. Look, I'll take pictures, give you my number, but I think we're good because there's not. And then, it diffuses the situation. Or when I went to go see G-Quux, and then, the Gundam movie, then they walk into the theater and they're like, guys, the hard drive is messed up. It's corrupted. We can't watch this movie tonight. Sorry. And then there's these things where you got to be like, that's all right. We'll figure out another way. And I feel like I am using this as playing this game with my wife. It's a lot better than, what is a game that would be super challenging? I can't really think of it, but It Takes Two is challenging. But I feel like, yeah, again, as someone that plays a lot of video games, playing with someone that doesn't, it is kind of a master's sort of air to kind of be more chill and be like, yes, young grasshopper, this is how you move forward. I don't know. Hey, Jim Killix, good to see you. We're just talking about Yohane. Great game. All right, and then Rise of the Ronin, guys, check this out. Check this out. So since Tuesday of last week, I've put in 18 hours into Rise of the Ronin. This game is amazing. I would say, like, if I played it last year on PlayStation, I would still think Dragon's Dogma is the better game, but Rise of the Ronin is close. Oh, yeah, there was something I was going to say about Yohane and Rise of the Ronin, and I think they do the same thing. Hey, Steven, Switch Online, the GBA games too. Yeah, so what it does is in order to play the Game Boy Advance games, you have to have a Switch Online subscription, and then you download the Game Boy Advance app to play it. And so it didn't show the game I was actually playing, which is Starfy or whatever. Um, didn't play Minish Cap. I was thinking of it, and then I saw Starfy, but my plan is to play Minish Cap. Again, because I was on the podcast people were talking about. But anyway, Yohane is like if you wanted to get a quick fix of a Metroidvania that has everything a Metroidvania has, but it's quickly getting to the next part. That's what Yohane is. Rise of the Ronin, open world action game. I'll just start keep it at that. That you could just jump in, do things constantly. There's no waiting around. So both Yohane and Rise of the Ronin are very good about quickly getting you to the next thing, the next action. And I don't know what it is then. I would say maybe with Yohane, it's a little more linear in knowing where you need to go next. Rise of the Ronin is almost the same way because it doesn't I forgot what the word is. Inundate, right? What the? With tons of icons, objective markers, collectibles. I mean, there's that stuff in Rise of the Ronin, but it's super chill and laid back and easy, and it's just so fun. I'm playing now where I use a bayonet and I swing the bayonet around like a sword, and then I like shoot at crazy angles, and then some of the cool enemy finishers are, I think I like stab them in the chest with the bayonet, pull it out, and then shoot off their head. It's pretty gory and gruesome, but for video games, it's it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Let's see, and I think that's about it. The way I've been playing. So I think that's a good selection of stuff, but I would say that inundated. Thank you, GemKillX. I am a visual speaker, and it's weird. When I talk, I am visualizing the word, and I am looking at each letter, so I'm spelling it in my head. So when I got to inundated, and this is what I do sometimes with words, I'm like, okay, when they're consonants or something, I'm like, okay, where is the consonant? Is the N or the D first? That type of thing? Yeah, because I think a lot of what I do in terms of when I make videos, when I work on Gunpla, I get super, super strong visuals in my head. No matter what type of thing I'm doing, if I'm writing something, I'm visualizing all the words, like they just come to me. And then, so it's just a very interesting thing. Not games. Okay, so let's move on to some game news. So that's it with what I've been playing. Actually, let me think. Was that it? Was there anything else that could have been? Oh, I think I was talking about I was having to do something on Friday I wasn't crazy about, and what it was a wedding. To go to someone's wedding. I'm not super close with them necessarily, but my wife is. And it's funny because it's more the relationship has to do with our kids, but the kids weren't invited. That was the other thing, and it was an hour away, hour plus because of traffic. All this stuff. I was like, I was playing solitaire on my phone. Yeah. I don't know why. It was just a simple thing. Okay. Here's something. I think I might have mentioned this last week, but Star Wars Hunters Shutdown announced just 9 months after launch. And I think I even said this, where it's like, how crazy is it when they announced Star Wars Hunters? You could see they were purposely just trying to make a live service arena shooter with a Star Wars skin for the monies. It wasn't like someone's like, hey, I got a great idea for a game set in the Star Wars universe. No one said that. No one said that. Either Disney or EA went to Zynga, and said, we need a live service shooter. Use your mobile skills to do that. Make a mainstream game. Make a game for everyone. And it gets closed. It's like we could see it. We could see it when they announced it. When they announced the Star Wars Hunters, at first it's like, oh, and then you see it and you're like, oh. And it's, of course, gets shut down. Yeah, wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So they're saying, let's see, the final content update will be on April 15th, and it will remain playable until October 1st. So, I mean, that's kind of a cool heads up. I feel like anyone right now, if they really wanted to, could have the time to kind of go in and experience everything the game has. So there's at least that. And as we know, like I've seen with Gundam Evolution, when these games shut down, if there's enough people that still want to play it, it's possible. So I think the big thing here is Star Wars. It's like they're just milking Star Wars. It was really sad. I saw this clip from a Stan Lee documentary where he was just in his wheelchair and they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to go talk." He's like, "Oh, I gotta go do it again." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "But I'm tired," or something. I remember just so sad, like for putting him up like a puppet. It was really sad, and I feel like that's how these companies are using Star Wars. They're just like, "Star Wars, go do this so we can get money. Star Wars, go get money," and it's not working. Let's see. 10 years after its release, Undertale has set a new concurrent players record on Steam. One, that is a crazy cool, unique milestone for a game like this. Two, I know so much about this game and I've never played it, only because it comes off as an RPG, but I feel like I need to play it because it's more of a celebration of games made as a game. And it's only 99 cents, so I was like, why not? Although I do think I already own it on another platform, like GOG or something, but for 99 cents, why not help support? That's great. It is great to see this sort of unique thing. So I got to jump into this game. I know this is really popular. Um, all right. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. It was mobile. That's right. So Chris was right. It was mobile first, but then it did go to Switch. Maybe PC, or was it just Switch? And then the PC one just came out or something. I forget the deal on it. Okay, here we go. 2024. Oh, it was Switch, iOS, and Android. Oh, okay. Which could have that also been the problem? That kind of limits the audience. You want PC because then you get the China base. Um. Okay, so now I do want to jump into a game, but what I'll do real quick is kind of scroll down here because again, I didn't grab too much news ahead of time, but Split Fiction reaches 2 million sales in 1 week, which is pretty cool. Yeah, if my wife and I actually do finish, um, It Takes Two, I might suggest this to her. Because we play games, but I'm not good at co-op um with my wife. It's really hard. And I try to be patient. It's just she's trying and she has a hard time in games. And I just try to be patient. Like I know there's a lot of couples that talk about like they'll play games, but the thing is my wife is just not good at. She will play like old school side scrollers, but um let's see what else is going on here. Poker-based roguelike. Now they're just slapping genres together. In fact, that was a video I wanted to make. Is about like I feel like the concept of the genre is dead. Even though you could use genre to figure out what you want to play, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be what you want to play. And a lot of times, especially when games are the same things, like I almost feel like when it comes to video games, there are discrete like things that a game could be. And I feel like there's things games could be that they're not. Now that is super, super obtuse. But there's something around behind that. Yeah, maybe, you know what? Bobby Kotick files defamation suit against media outlets over discrimination comments. So, it's pretty interesting. So, I've not been a fan of Bobby Kotick, but it's mostly been for decisions to do with gaming, where it's like cancel this, sell this off, etc., whatever. I don't know. um, but the defamation stuff kind of makes sense nowadays because we've gotten to a point now where you hear people being called out in news and media for things. But then it's like, okay, well, what they're claiming is illegal, yet they didn't get in trouble for it because they actually didn't do anything. And so that makes me really think about how much online when you hear someone talk bad about someone, is that really worth listening to? For many reasons, I don't think it is. Because one, you're almost kind of setting sort of a foundation in your mind of, oh, this is a bad person. When that is not only is that not your business, it, unless it is, you're just being fed more information. I think it changes your perception. I'm not saying Bobby Kotick's a good guy. I'm also not saying he's a bad guy. I'm saying I don't know him, and I probably don't need to have an opinion on him, except in the cases where decisions are made with video games and Activision that's stupid. And it's like, well, when it comes to video games, this guy is an idiot. But I think what happens is then it goes further. He's big. He's a CEO. He's making decisions about video games. Then people start claiming things about him. And I feel like we're at a point in the world where if these things are true, you can go after someone even to the point to where, like in Justin Baldoni's case, or even Neil deGrasse Tyson, there was things that were claimed, but then they were never proven to be true, or the people backed out or whatever. Anyway, and I guess what I'm saying is I wonder how much I got myself too caught up in this sort of thing, I don't know. It's a balance. Everything's a balance. There's nuance in it all. I think you should finish that thought about genre. It's an interesting phenomenon. Yeah, I want to make a video about it because, I just like, especially just here's an example of, oh, here's a game coming out. And then someone's like, what is it? Oh, it's an FPS, like a boomer shooter. Oh, it's a boomer shooter? And it's like, well, it might be an FPS, might have certain graphics. Does that make it a boomer? And then someone might then not get what they want out of a game. The other side of this genre topic is when a company's like, okay, we need an FPS. It's like, do you need an FPS or do you have a good idea for a game? So Steven, thanks for adding that comment. Because, yeah, I've been thinking about this, and it might be like one of my morning streams would just be like a topic-based thing. I just got to get all the notes in my head. Remember, I'm visual. I have all these visual notes in here, and I need to fill up the filing cabinet. Wait, is it boomer shooter or doomer shooter? I always thought it was... No, boomer. The idea is boomers played those games, which doesn't make sense because, sure, maybe some boomers played it, but we're really what, the millennials or whatever, and then there's Gen X. You would maybe call Gen X shooter. The boomer shooter doesn't make sense. Let me just say that. No, an anime bill that Texas is trying to push. Well, let's see what ChatGPT has to say about that. Bill Texas is pushing. What could that possibly be? That's crazy. Pass, which aims to criminalize the possession of material depicting minors in obscene ways. I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? Okay. The enforcement interpretation of such, okay. So I guess, like, if something was to then come up, it would be the court of law that then would decide. But do we, are there any, what is the outcome of this? Like, is there anything that happened? I guess I know there's times where bills get pushed, but then what has been the actual outcome? Oh, you threw me off topic this morning? Okay, I'm going to dive in a little bit more because I have no idea what the nuance is. That's pretty interesting, though. Okay, so what I want to do real quick with the remaining time is show off this Metroidvania that Jam Killex had me playing and try to explain what it's doing that I find interesting. And I feel like this is a genre of game Um, turn that down a little bit. Xenial Shooter does sound way cooler than Boomer Shooter, but Boomer sounds more. Yeah, I know, right? It's like when you make a joke about like that joke, like if someone's old and then you relate them with dinosaurs. Excuse me. Dinosaurs. Like, you know, it's an extreme, but it gets the point across. It's kind of funny. All right, so first of all, if we look at this game, it is what it does, and I feel like that other game I played recently, The Record of Lodoss War, does this, is they're like, let's just make a super quick self-contained Symphony of the Night. Not just any Metroidvania, but specifically Symphony of the Night like. So as you can see, here's this was a save. So I don't know where I should be going next. Probably all the way here. Yeah, so yeah. And then, so this guy, I don't think I can fight this guy yet. Yeah, I have a giant wolf. But I also have an axe. I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to kill that guy yet. This was the boss room for the second boss. And then as you play, you're just constantly getting loot. And like sometimes you'll see a star appear. Oh, that was dumb. Okay. You'll sometimes see a star appear on your screen that will mean like, oh, you can upgrade something. Interesting. Alright. Oh, okay, not. Oh, God. Oh, these guys are tougher. Okay, I just need to get to the next part. And I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any, where should I go? Oh, God. I don't think you gain, like, experience from fighting enemies. I think you just, oh, I can't go that way. So there's got to be a double jump I'm getting soon. There's got to be, no, yeah, the double jump, but, totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, that's right. This, I don't know what to expect. I remember seeing this and I was like, do I? See, I just got hit. But I don't want to go this way because that brings me back here. I want to try to... Oh, no! Well, that didn't do too much. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's by Inti Creates that made Mega Man Zero Quadrilogy. Yeah, they also did... Did they help with... Bloodstain? I want to say they did. Oh. So I could have went to this last night when I was like, I need to save my game. And I, instead of continuing, I just went back. But there was a save point right there. And that's a boss door. So you see how this game is real quick with what you got to do next. That, yeah, there's some sort of aerial double jump or something I'll get eventually. All right, let me try this boss. Usually, so far there's two bosses. The first one I beat the first try. The second one, I don't remember. Okay, yeah, that's not cool. Oh, no, that's not cool. Okay. Oh, God. And I gotta say that the music's pretty cool. It has kind of a generic style to it, but And you know what? I even had to change the settings to make it where the music was a little louder, and it's still super low. Oh, okay. I know what I need to do there. Okay, this is... Oh, that's not good. Oh, God. This game has an easy mode. I don't know if it will work anymore for me, but... oh. Oh, great. Oh, no. Yeah, so I guess I had an item when I died one time. It brought me back. So, story between characters, I usually... Do I need to read any of this? Something about keeping an eye out for a mask. Okay, purchase healing items. Ah. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here I did not even know about. That's cool. I guess I'll buy that. I don't know what else I should... Yeah, let me actually... Yeah, let's go back to the dungeon. Do you just start where you were? Ah. So I'd have to... Alright. Let me just force my way through this boss since I got all those healing items. Okay. Really, door you couldn't open on time? And the little floating beach ball got me? What I should do is memorize the moves. Four hits. I think, yeah, he's gonna come down and then shoot his laser, which I have to, like, time all that. Oh. What does my dog do? 18. So yeah, not a lot of damage. Oh, yeah, that's right. It homes in on me. Okay, this one... Oh, God. Oh, yeah, to show you real quick, equipment. And then what you do is you go to cast. And then, like, if you just happen to have enough of the materials, you can just make something. And it could be, like, I'm wearing a cloak. Right? And it has a lot of power to it. But, anyway, so items and then the health. Yeah, I could probably brute force my way. Oh, I must do this game. Which, okay, so this kind of goes to that point I was talking about where I feel like a game like this, and Rise of the Ronin really respect the player's time. And, you know, there's like little, like, I don't mind a game that I really do have to think about and could take time. But every once in a while, I like games that are just kind of like, let's just get you to the meat of everything really quick. And that's what this does. And what helps... Okay, I'm actually going to go here. What helps is how, in my opinion, how good it looks. Like, to me, this look is top of the line 2D, you know, hand-drawn animation. Okay. So, it's going to make me go all the way over there. I don't need to right now. Actually, let me just... Whoa. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad I went over here and got this musical score. I don't know. I saw that somewhere, some musical score thing. Oh, here we go. That's right. That's what I had. I had a musical score. I was at a boss. And I died, and then I think it brought me back. Anyway, I don't... Wait, I'm just going to go in here just to look. There. I'm glad I did it. A shield. Let's see. Oh, okay. That might be something else. Another interesting thing is when you kill enemies, they disappear. And so I don't know if, like, you go to a save point, and then... Oh, what the... Let's see. Or similar being... Huh. Yeah, there was another game that I saw recently that was a Metroidvania, but I noticed it had mainly... Okay. Am I just gonna have a bad time here? It was mainly muscly guys, and you know, at first I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, another Metroidvania. But then I saw like some of the dialogue, and it was like very like these dudes. I'm excited to hang around with each other, which is not bad. I mean, honestly, I'll play a game with any type of character. For me, it's the mechanics. It helps if it's a pleasing character, you know, a pleasing looking character. All right, well, I think I'll end right there. So as you can see, like, in that short amount of time, I made progress. That's one section. Here's the other section that I went through. And then I guess the other. So you can see, like, I already did a lot, and I just played it to like 30 minutes yesterday. So I recommend this game as a very fun, straight to the point Symphony of the Night specifically. Oh, is it? Yeah, and so I don't know if that was the same game, Ultronimus, because sometimes I don't know when it says that there's like sexy stuff in a game, what they mean by that. There's so sex can mean so many things to so many different people. You know, that's all right. Well, I think that's about it. Thanks all for joining me. Not much crazy news. Yeah, I'm just gonna go get to my stuff now. That's all I got. So until next time, be cool. Catch you guys later.